time, on the border between Mexico and US, on the banks of the wide and abundant river, there was a town named Potam. And on the other side of the river, directly opposite, there was a town named Beacon. The villagers from Potam and Beacon, they knew the existence of each other, but they never ever met because of the terrifying stories they heard. Both towns, they believed that across the river, it was a very, very dangerous place full of people with 4 arms and big, big mouths. But what they didn't know, it's like they had something in common. Both places worshipped the moon and follow its phases to plant, to conceive children, and to mark the passing of time. And also, they believed that they belong to the moon, and the moon, there are several moons from each town. And one day, the moon disappeared from the sky. Days and days passed, and the moon did not come back. Desperate, people from Potam went to search behind the mountains. And people from Beacon, they went to look at the bottom of the lake. But they couldn't find the moon. Without the moon, how would they know when to plant and when to conceive children and how to mark the passing of time? They were hopeless, and the nights were really, really dark. After 10 days with no moon, people from both sides of the river, from Potam and Beacon, they gathered to discuss the situation. And they arrived to the most craziest conclusion. Potam villagers took a moon! Yes, it was Beacon villagers who stole a moon! The next day, they prepared expeditions to rescue the moon and take it back to the town. They prepared the boats and weapons. And they sailed in the morning, and the river was really, really calm. But then, when the night arrived, a big storm came. And the river rose dramatically. And the wind and the rain, they tossed the little boat, and villagers lost control of the boat and fell into the water. And many of them drowned. By miracle, survivors from Potam and Beacon, they arrived to an island in the middle of the river. They were really tired and scared and cold. And without the moon, they couldn't see where they were. But that didn't matter because they were safe. The next day, when the sun rose, they realized they were in company of the people from the other side of the river. But to the surprise, up close, they didn't have 4 arms, they didn't have big, big mouths. They looked quite the same, and they didn't even speak the same language. But still, despite all the similarities they had, they start to fight. And they fought for hours. Give us back our moon! No, you give us back our moon! After all that fighting and commotion, they were really tired and hungry. And after, as dusk fell, they realized that the river was still too high. And it was not possible to come back to the places. And also they didn't have boats. And they realized they would be trapped for many days and nights on that island, in company of villagers from the other side of the river. Desperate, they started to look for food and shelter. And suddenly, a bottom villager took a knife and started to cut the branches like these. And a beacon villager found flint to start a fire. And another one collected wood and sticks, and another one started to build a beautiful leaf shelter for all the people to spend the night. And another one was good at fishing, and still they were bickering. Oh, in Bottom we do like this, no, over there in my town we do like that. But soon they realized that they would need to be together if they wanted to survive. They would need to collaborate. At night, they gathered around the roaring fire, and they started to share impressions of their beloved moon. Yes, in Bottom, sometimes the moon is really thin and sometimes it's very big as a lake. Oh yes, they say big villagers, our moon sometimes is red and sometimes is yellow. And they started also to sing beautiful songs for the moon to come back. Suddenly, the moon appeared. Timidly. Look! It's a moon who's coming back! No! It is ours! And the fighting between Bottom and Beacon villagers resumed. Give us back our moon! No, it's ours! Give us back our moon! They fought for about an hour. And after all that fighting, the moon... Hey, can you please stop fighting? I just lost my way on the sky and I just came back. I want to tell you that I do not belong to Bottom nor Beacon villagers. I belong to myself. I am only one. Villagers from Bottom and Beacon, they're being very silly indeed. Because there's only one moon for all of us. And they start to laugh. And they laugh and they laugh and they laugh because they realize there's only one moon. There's no several moons. There's only one. Just one. And one day, the river receded, and it was time to go back home. But after all the adventures they had on that island, they promised each other, before sailing, that they will build a beautiful and resplendent bridge, made with white boulder and river stones. So, with this bridge, Bottom and Beacon villagers can cross to the other side and meet the people. And also, guided by this bridge, the moon could reflect her light, and she will never ever again lose her path on the sky, and she will be able to visit Bottom and Beacon, and well, since there's only one moon, she will visit all the towns towns of the world.